Yes, the Boohoo Effect here. I thought I'd go over a few things regarding certain mental psychosis issues. And we won't get in too much in depth in the subject matter. We'll just go over the brief, basic definition. And I'll just read it right off from the definition it gives. Okay, what are signs of paranoia? Symptoms of paranoia and delusional disorders include intense and irrational mistrust or suspicion, which can bring on sense of fear, anger, and betrayal. Some identifiable beliefs and behaviors of individuals with symptoms of paranoia include mistrust, hypervigilance, difficulty with forgiveness, defensive attitudes in response to imagined criticism, preoccupation with hidden motives, fear of being deceived or taken advantage of, inability to relax, or are argumentative. Okay, those are signs of paranoia. Now, let's go over briefly what is a delusion. A delusion is an odd belief that a person firmly insists is true despite evidence that it is not. Cultural beliefs that may seem odd but are widely accepted do not fit the criteria of being a delusion. So, now, let's go over a couple of YouTubers. I'm not going to mention any names. And let's just see what you conclude when you hear these two individuals speak separately. All right? Let's hear the first individual.
This is a prime example of the hatred that has been pumping online by the Masons. And not by the Masons, but by their trolls. Okay, protected by the Masons and caused by years and years of infiltration of the law enforcement until we've gotten to this point where the Masons have infiltrated the law, made the law look the other way, and we are at the point of a precipice where the law will not look at these trolls, which means that we're on our own, and we have to force their hands, and we have to get all these people arrested, including Make Electric, who is on the right, who looks like the victim here. He is actually another troll, and this is called cyber theater. And what they do is these trolls play off each other hate crimes. Okay, anybody who watches it takes a side and ends up fighting with these trolls. And the more people will take on sides, the more cyber crimes these guys can do. Okay, eventually the FBI come in and they farm the people who have come onto each side, and they have control of them. Okay, and this is how communism is spreading. This is how they intimidate so bad that they actually killed William Weeks. There's actually a thing where Make Electric is actually remorseful on there, and he's actually upset over William Weeks' death and not handling it well, which means that it's very strange because William Weeks was opposition of these guys. Make Electric is definitely a troll. So is this Annie L. White, this blonde person in here. And the real individual that I was after was, her name is UK Troll. And I'm sending a letter to the London Metropolitan Police UK. And I'm also sending it to Mason Stoppers, getting anti-Masons involved, because you guys need to get involved in this too. The trolls are basically demoralization agents. They rule by intimidation, and what they are doing to the internet is atrocious. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring about a kind of like hatred so that people all get fighting each other, like I've caught trolls even bragging about fight clubs and, just going up and just picking on people. And this is what they do. And see, you don't really just discover these trolls minding their own business, just fighting each other. These trolls have a anti-truther club. Okay? And they go after truthers. So these are the commenters that will get paid to be nasty with, say if you say 911 is an inside job, well, you're troll meat. Like, they'll come after you and they'll troll you. And this is all started by Freemasonry, and the trolls are protected. I've ran into organized trolls that are a lot nastier. Cancer Man Nightmare. I've ran into trolls that have totally ignore the law, totally harass, or come after me because I'm talking about communism. I make a video about communism and the guy taunts me. Oh, you're obsessed with communism, you're this and you're that. You make a thing about Freemasonry. Oh, Freemasonry's coming to get you. And he'll taunt and taunt and taunt. And then, of course, he'll collect notes on responses, because if you make threats back or do intimidate back, these trolls will come after you legally. Okay? Because they'll come after you with the law. Right? It's getting harder for these guys to function, and that's good. But this is not good enough. Okay? UK Troll is, I'm betting, is backed by agencies in England. And if she is, she's well protected. And any kind of complaints and stuff. So I'd like to make sure I lodge an official complaint.
Okay, so that was YouTuber number 1. Now let's listen to the second YouTuber for the mental analysis here that we're doing on paranoid delusions.
That's it. Twitter, old news, man. Since Twitter started being Facebook and including photos and booklets and no longer tweets, now you write a friggin' 6-page tweet. It's not Twitter anymore. It's just another one of the scam websites that blossomed after Facebook. Just like LinkedIn, Twitter, they're all the same, man. They all use the same algorithm to recruit new members. It's basically, give me your passwords, give me your friggin' playbook on one of your passworded channels so that we can check your contact list and against our contact list of people that are already members. And that's it, man. People think these people think Facebook and Twitter and these amazing websites that they ain't shit, man. They ain't shit. Just some guy, likely the CIA, that convinced kids in universities to give up their friggin' password to Facebook, their MSN password. That's what Facebook used to do, is say, give us your MSN password and we'll tell you who else is on Facebook. And that's all they're doing. That's all they have, is an evolved recruiting system, a networking system where you're giving them all your contacts. And so don't wonder what's going on with these companies. How did they get so big? How is Google and Facebook? They are asking people, and the people are giving them shit that you should be afraid to give people like Uncle Google your data. You should be afraid to give Facebook your data. At this point, you should be afraid to put your real data into the internet if you're smart. Now, it's just like all these other ultra crazy, protections that the government's put in place, where they're going to protect you from yourself. And, make up your own mind, kids. But as far as I'm concerned, if Grandpa, a dude over 60 years old, been on YouTube and Twitter for 12 years now, creating havoc with people, women, children, as young as 14 years old. And giving people bad information. Well, if this guy comes up with a Liam video saying that I got the tweets from before his Twitter channel was shut down by Twitter, well, I'm saying they're working together. Because that's what I do, is I watch Defango, I watch Grandpa, I watch Monograph to see what type of Shiite he's gonna try and push as a reality. And that's it, man. That's how I get these. That's how I figure out Lift the Veil, Defango, Thomas. That's how I figure all these people out. I watch one of the clowns. I wait for a story to go viral, and then I just intercept the story with reality. And I say, this is not possible for this guy to just be there by accident again. That's not how accidental sightings happen. It's not every time there's a crash into a Dunkin' Donuts that Richie from Boston accidentally pops up, kids. And that's what I want to point out to everybody, is that you're living in a time when even the useful idiots like Liam is likely to be working with people like K-Smalls and Monograph and Google and YouTube, convincing each other and themselves that they're doing the right thing, getting rewarded in the form of revenues, donations, bullshit, GoFundMes. They'll start a GoFundMe, they'll pay each other. They probably have a rolling pool of $1,000 each that they float around giving each other. Here, I'll give you 100, I give 100 to 10 people in their little network, and none of them fucking pay each other, or they all get each other's money back and forth, and they're just using Patreon as an advertising tool. I mean, that's how low these people are gonna go. They're not just gonna go and tell you what they're feeling and how they're, what's really going on in their life. They're gonna fancy up the story. They're basically charlatans. They're gonna grift a story around. They're gonna friggin' manipulate you to believe things that are not possible that they're doing in the hopes of getting money.